25F, am getting married to my fiancé, Matt, 27M, in August. We've decided we want a non-traditional wedding that disregards stereotypical gender roles so my younger brother, 16M, can be my man of honor. Matt was on board with this idea and wanted his best friend, Jenna, 27F, to be his best maid. He and Jenna have been friends since middle school. When his mom passed away back in high school, Jenna and her family were a huge support system for him. Now they're like family to him. I never really got along with Jenna. Since she's so close with Matt, I've tried to connect with her, but I always got the feeling she has a crush on him. Matt shares this sentiment. I tried to hang out with her, but she always ended up making passive-aggressive digs at my appearance and the way I behave. I've tried talking to her about how that upsets me, but she told me she thought that's how girlfriends play around with each other. I've talked to Matt about it, and he went and confronted her for me. Afterwards, we agreed it would be best if I didn't hang out with her anymore. That was years ago, but now she's back and making requests for the wedding that make me uncomfortable. For example, she tried to convince me to change the colors to better suit her skin tone. I would like to pat my own back here and say I've been super chill about all of this, and Matt's been a peach intervening for me. But her most recent idea was to walk Matt down the aisle. Since I already didn't want to be walked down the aisle, it would be a perfect gender role reversal. Matt thought this was a pretty fun idea. The way his face lit up probably would have convinced me to go along with it if she didn't word it in such a creepy way. She said, since Matt's mother is no longer here, she should be the one to give him away. To clarify, I chose not to be walked down the aisle because I find the whole giving away thing to be a little gross and outdated. I suggested that Matt and I walk down the aisle together. And she told me that Matt's mother actually knew her, and would approve of her filing in that place instead of me. I grabbed Matt's arm and led him away for a private conversation. I was explaining how that crossed the lines of what I was comfortable with considering her crush on him, and she barged in the room hurling accusations at me. She called me jealous, controlling, petty, and manipulative. I admit I snapped and told her she's not walking him and that's final, and if she kept pushing me she would be uninvited. She ended up running out of the room in tears. Matt told me I could have handled that better and I can't go making those kind of decisions without his input, even if they are just empty threats. I feel like he's right and I do feel bad about what I said, but I honestly think she deserved the wake-up slap. Ida? Edit, I'm new to Reddit so I'm not sure how to update y'all. I'm sorry if I'm doing this wrong, but I wanted to clarify some things. Since this was originally posted in r/a myth asshole and they had a character limit, I had to cut a lot of things down. Like her weird insistence that male strippers be hired for the bachelorette party she's not attending, but my 16-year-old brother will be a part of. Matt's getting the short end of the stick in a lot of the comments. I can see now that some of his behavior was problematic and he can see it too. But, in his defense, he's been the one shutting down all of Jenna's ideas and taking all of the blame for it so she doesn't stress me out any further. He's been, and always has been, my buffer to her. There's no attraction on his behalf and absolutely no previous romantic entanglement. He honestly has only ever seen her as a little sister to him, and that's how I see her too. I guess that's why we tolerated her behavior up until this point. Jenna lives in another state, so he doesn't hang out with her often. When she comes to visit, I usually just go out for a day with my friends instead of enduring her. When I said we decided, I meant I decided, and Matt supported my decision. He did not decide that for me. Additionally, Matt didn't run after her when she left and he didn't yell at me. We were in the middle of discussing plans for the wedding, calmly, when she came in uninvited. After she left, he stayed with me and we continued discussing her behavior and potentially removing some of her roles from the wedding. He agreed with me that she was overstepping her lines and it would be better if we walked down the aisle together. He was really only into the idea of her walking him down the aisle because he thought it would be fun to be the one led to the altar. And for everyone saying I deserve it for not having a traditional wedding. What? The wedding is still pretty traditional, we just didn't want gender to designate the roles of our loved ones on this special day. I want my younger brother by my side, and that's it. Matt and I are talking and reading through your comments.